Porsche Cup, the BMW M2. Two iconic motorsport manufacturers provide a limited choice for this one-of-a-kind multi-class series. A series which will undoubtedly provide us with fast, close, exciting racing. Spanning 9 of the world's most iconic racetracks. This is Season 4 of New World Sim Racing's 2024 calendar. Drivers, start your engines. Well,
hello there.
Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. I am Milo the First. I've got my accent back from last week, where I sounded awfully lot like someone from Oklahoma. Don't know what that was about. Just a bad day at the office, I guess. We are here at one of my favorite tracks, Laguna. And, as always, I'm joined by the amazing duo of Joey Spaghetti and the voice of North American sim racing, Philip Whelpcakes Milwee.
You
guys
gotta knock that stuff off. God.
Never. Absolutely never.
Absolutely never, yeah.
Yeah, it's about as iconic as the Porsches of Laguna. You know, just some things never die.
That's right.
I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Thank you for that introduction, Milo. I greatly appreciate it.
Hey, man. Anytime. Just great to be in the booth with you, as always. And how was last week, guys? I was away. I may have popped up in chat at one stage. I don't really remember that. I was a few tequilas deep.
No, I know you were here. You just sounded a little more like Midwest American last weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah, you were just like so out of it. You were drinking so much that you turned American.
Howdy, partners. I don't know. That's the best I got.
I mean, I'll call it authentic.
There you go. We did get a raid from Christian Rooter 83. Thank you for the raid. Welcome in. We also got a sub from Turner. Daddy, Joey. It's you call him?
Yeah, that's my dad.
We also have a sub for go on.
If Turner thinks my dad is his dad and Joey thinks his dad is Turner, does that make my dad Joey's grandfather?
I don't know. I'm lost.
Absolutely.
Whoa,
okay.
Dad, not Daddy. So it's great. Okay, that's two very different things.
Yeah. Greg is daddy. Chris is dad. You gotta make sure you get it right. It's the Arkansas family.
Yeah.
Okay. Good times. It's good to be back at Laguna. Mm-hmm. One of my favorites. Mm-hmm. I love this track. I like racing it. I like casting it. All of the above. And yeah, how about you guys? How do you feel about Laguna?
I love it.
It's
It's one of my favorite tracks to broadcast. I think the technical nature of it is kind of unlike anything you can find out there. I can't really think of a single track that has some of the key features that Laguna has with the corkscrew, specifically with the sand and stuff. I mean, maybe Sonoma, but
I was going to say Sonoma, and the reason I was going to say that, I heard that you like Sonoma. Well,
I do.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I also like Sonoma, although I haven't driven it very often. Now, it is next in TLR, and I did a few laps today just to start to get a feel for it, because it's a shorter layout we're doing. But yeah, I feel like the start of Sonoma is almost like a reverse corkscrew.
Yep.
You know?
Yep. And that's one of the things that I love about it, the uphill portion, and like kind of with like the corkscrew here at Laguna, the downhill, just the significant drop off that you get. Those kinds of courses you don't find anywhere else in the world, I think.
It's all kicking off in the chat. I've just noticed. There's money changing hands and all kinds of stuff. Speaking of subs as well, Doc Milwee, so your father, to make sure there's no confusion, coming in with a 3-month subscription. So much obliged for that. Faris is very happy about that.
Yeah.
Got that honey dip grip, says Barrett. Yeah, Barrett, are you in here? No, you're not in here.
I don't see him in the server.
Is he missing?
He said he was not going to be. He could not be here tonight. But yeah, here he is in the chat.
I was looking for that honey dip livery. No Josh today.
Yeah, not only did he cheat on us yesterday, Josh Barrett did.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, that was pretty funny too. There was an imposter in Jimmy Broadbent's charity 23-hour race at Zolder, which New World Sim Racing was happily part of. And it was a really fun day. 14 drivers, I think we had in the end, shared the cockpit. And it was good, yeah. On your screen right now, Joby Savage, or Cole Trickle, if you prefer, the number 89 BMW out on track. And I guess no surprises at the moment. This man, Don Billanger, is leading the qualifying charts. We've got 8 BMW M2s on track tonight and 8 PCUPs, so we're split right down the middle.
Yeah, and I think the even though we've only got 16 cars on track, Laguna really does suit, in my opinion, grids of all sizes. I love it when it's large and chaotic, and when it's a smaller grid like 16 cars. I think there's still plenty of room for us to catch some on track battles. So I'm really looking forward to it.
Yeah, and shout out again. We've said this weekly, but Don's livery is beautiful. It is. I don't know what it is, but it's great.
I believe it is channeling a little bit of the Lovecraftian cosmic horror.
Okay.
So
is there squid involved? It looks kind of like squiddy.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
All right. Good.
Yeah. There's definitely some things that should not be on that livery.
Gotcha.
If it's Lovecraftian in nature. So.
Turner says he heard today Rados is going to do 2 pit stops just to make it interesting.
I also heard that Rados is actually washed because Chris Turner was faster than him yesterday. So
yep,
we'll see what happens today. Rados has peaked. And yesterday was the start of his downfall. Like, imagine being slower than Chris. I can't. I am.
I was going to say, so can I. I am.
I live there. I'm the mayor of that town.
Joey calls me dad and Rados calls me daddy. Yep.
Okay. All right.
There you go. Nice. I like it. So
I feel like we need a t-shirt to explain the new world family tree.
Yeah, it's complicated. Just tune in to every stream from now till the end of time and you will you'll learn.
Yep.
You'll figure it out.
Yeah, you'll learn everything you need to know. So Don leading the way, Nick Cahoot and Ryan Cody ever present on or around the podium this season.
Yep.
Ryan looking for another podium finish.
Barrett, I will
as he pulls onto the sand.
So Milo.
Yes.
I'm gonna need you to check out the livery on my screen.
Okay, roger that. Let's combine. Bingo there. Oh yeah, okay. This is on whose car? Ryan's?
This is Ryan's. So you know.
What am I looking at here?
All about exorcisms.
Okay.
Yep. You are possessed.
Yep. And they need an old priest and a young priest.
I can't make that out. What am I looking at?
No. You're floating. You're possessed by a demon. You're floating above the bed, and there is an old priest and a young priest trying to perform an exorcism on you
With the honey wand.
Okay.
with the honey wand.
Good Lord.
With the power of honey.
Good Lord. I wish I'd never asked. That's. God. Yeah. By all means, check out our merch store. The New World Sim Racing has a merch store. If someone could post the link, it'll probably pop up on a timer at some point, but maybe Chris could post the link. But yeah, if you want some honey-related clothing, check out the merch store there. See, look at that. That's our contractual merchandise ads done.
Yep.
And back to the action. Yeah, Don's still leading the way. Carlos Guzman currently 5th on the grid. Is down on his lap time. No one up really, and the PCUPs are out on track now anyway. So.
One thing to point out right now, once you get to Ryan Cody, it's a pretty compressed field down to P7. So from P3 to P7, might see some pretty close action. Looking forward to that. And the M2s are coming in. P-Cup's about to go out. Rados doing 2 pit stops, although I don't know why he's doing it. He's washed. Yeah,
that's
a lot to pay for.
That's true. As Chris just pointed out, and I should mention that anything merchandise bought, it goes to community member or charity. So it's a good cause. We joke that it goes to Ferris's Lamborghini, but secretly it doesn't.
Whenever we do a good thing, it's always about Ferris's Lamborghini in our hearts.
Exactly.
Like we're doing it. We're doing it for others, but secretly we're also doing it for Ferris's Lamborghini. Secretly. The idea of it, a concept of a Lamborghini.
And Chemo rocking the clean mauve PCUP livery. I like it. I gotta be honest. I like it.
It's a good color.
It's sleek.
Not too complicated. Not dramatic. There you go.
All right, Rados says he's starting from the back and going to give them a 30-second head start. Full send. All right.
So he will catch them on lap 3 instead of 2.
Yep. And I'm glad it's full send instead of that half send shit we saw yesterday.
Yeah.
Also, regarding charities, we'll be doing the Jingle Jam again this year. Yeah, okay, great. So, I know that's...
I need to get your cans of beans ready.
Yeah, I know that's something Chris championed quite a lot in previous years. So, yeah, keep your eye open for that as well. Lots of good stuff. As we all try to be good people, you know?
Try as we might.
Try as we might, yeah.
It's easy for some of us. A few of us. 1 or 2.
So I'm going to show you the track map for Laguna whilst the PCUPs get their tires warmed up. It's a pretty bare bones track map in terms of corner names. Well, is our track map up to date? Are we missing?
It's pretty accurate.
Is it? Yeah.
I mean, the key features that everybody are gonna key on, Andretti hairpin, basically, effectively what feels like the first corner for everyone, that double left-hander. Then you've got turns 3, 4, and 5. Those the right-handers at 3 and 4 come at you pretty quick. Turn 5, an area where I expect we'll see some shenanigans. And then turn 6, the kink is for only the bravest to attempt to pass. And then Rahal straight up towards the infamous portion. Rainy curve. Don't really see a lot of passing there. Medium to high speed bank corner. Turn 10, and then finally you have the hairpin at turn 11.
Yeah, Joey, what's the standout? Corkscrew?
Yeah. I mean, I can't wait to see some multi-class through the corkscrew. That will be deadly fun. I think the kink before the corkscrew is probably my favorite corner at Laguna.
Yeah.
You have to hit it perfectly or you will die. Tricky in multi-class setting as well. You can really set up some good runs on someone heading up into the corkscrew if you can set up the kink.
Yep.
With traffic on that. So
I think for me, turn 3 it's always an awkward one. When you get dialed in on that corner, it feels great. But the rest of the time, there's no like, oh, it feels okay. It either feels really crap every lap, or it feels great.
Yeah. The narrow nature of turns 3 and 4 can really catch people out. And I mean, you've only got sand in the runoff area. So basically any mistake is going to result in significant slowdown, or worse. For me, my money's on the Andretti hairpin. Really want to see what people try to do getting into that uphill section at turn 5. And then, of course, the hairpin. You know, somebody's going to throw it up the inside late there.
Yeah. So. We have the very Canadian battle going on in chat, as pointed out by Chris. Joby and Rados going at it. They are, of course, in different cars. One BMW, one PCUP. So we'll see if there's any shenanigans when they meet this evening in passing. Tiago personally placed every grain of sand around the track. Thank you to Sandbags Inc. Yeah, exactly. It's been a while. German putting in a 25.3. We've got 24.9 from Lukey at the moment. Michael Lukey, the fastest of the PCUP so far.
He seems to be getting on well around this track. Once the PCUPs are racing side by side, kind of interested to see how they behave around here. There are some bumpy parts of Laguna, normally towards the edge of the track. And PCUPs love being unsettled. It's their favorite thing. So it's gonna be interesting to see what side by side action looks like.
I think that's one of the fun things with Laguna, like in the GT3 setting, is if you're in a car that can take the bumps better than others, you can kind of, and you have one behind you, you can kind of dummy them into taking a bump that their car hates and send them into the ether on their own accord. But I doubt we'll see that with these World Cups unless someone feels a little frisky themselves. They feel like they can actually survive it.
If somebody goes deep on the inside of the kink and hits that sausage curb, you're going to have a Porsche Cup turn into a oversized hockey puck with wheels. It's not going to end well. I'd also say, wow, that was brave.
Bruce was up 1.2 seconds, so I switched him right as he came down the corkscrew, and it looked quite spectacular.
I thought he was going to keep his foot in it.
Yeah. Chemo as well, I think, struggled through the corkscrew. So this car definitely looks like a handful through there. At least in quali.
I'm looking at the times right now. What is this? Michael Lukey looks like he might extend. He's got positive delta.
I mean, this...
Kyle Heslin's gaining.
He's getting close to the GT3 times now.
Yeah.
You know, we're starting to get into that wheelhouse. Rados, of course, the series leader, not quallying. He's been very, very quick, so we'll expect big things from him. We have Kyle Heslin up a second right now. On pace for pole. Coming to the final hairpin, up 1.2 seconds. This could be enough if he nails this. And it is. Perfectly. He nailed it perfectly, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
Kyle Heslin with a 24.4 takes provisional pole.
Lukey's still on track and currently sitting on even delta. I'm kind of curious if he's going to figure something out, maybe in the middle sector. Although Kyle Heslin looks like he's going to take another shot too, and he's pretty even on his delta.
Yeah, I just flicked Takimo right at the end of his lap. I think he's calling it there. Yeah, he is. He's not going to do another one. Takimo put it third on the grid for now. Lukey is up marginally. Needs about half a second to take pole, though. Oh, speaking of pizzas in chat, thank you. It reminds me, I'll try not to bring it up. I've got to look at the Boston pizza menu because my wife said she'll bring me some food home. Should I bring that up on stream? We could decide with the chat.
Let chat decide.
What is Boston Pizza?
It's just a chain of, yeah, it's just a chain.
In Vancouver?
Ryan might have an aneurysm.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Ryan.
Oh, wait, do we know if Ryan ever looked at the bio that I set up for the charity stream yesterday?
I don't know.
Not sure.
I think so.
Ryan, can you confirm?
Robertson, the only driver out there on a valid lap, everyone else has binned it or put it in the wall on purpose. So just under half a second for Mark. He could get
Ryan,
P4.
my bio.
Bandera pizza bread.
Oh wow.
Mark Robertson, 8 tenths. 8 tenths takes P4 with the last action of qualifying. Great lap from Mark there to finish off the session. A 25-1.
Told me about this. I want to come to Vancouver and eat this pizza.
I will. Yeah, I'll have to have a look. Get the spinach cheese dip. I forget what it's called, but it's money, says Joby. So you guys have Boston Pizza over there in Ontario. Yeah, it's just a chain. It's nothing. It's not special.
Yeah, but we don't get those.
Yeah.
I feel left out. This is crap.
I feel like
we
that.
lived in a global era. Like what's going on here, Boston Pizza?
I don't feel like you're missing out though. You know, it's not that good.
Well, pizza's my favorite food.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
So
I gotta
am
ask:
missing
is Holstein's like a chain place in America or no?
No.
Okay. Because
Holstein's?
Yeah, I went to one in Vegas and it was amazing, but I wasn't sure if it was only in Vegas or if it was a chain.
Is that an ice cream parlor?
No, it
Okay.
seemed to have a bit of everything, but it did some killer milkshakes, and it was Vegas. You could put alcohol in them as well, obviously.
I feel left out. I feel like I'm not a part of the fun.
All right, we're gonna hit the drive button. All right, I'm ready to do the grid wall. We got lots of time. There's only 16 cars.
Oh my god. No.
Joey's not ready. It's fine.
It won't let me.
Joey
God.
Joey hit return to garage, and now the drive button's waiting to tick down.
We're screwed. Okay, I'm just gonna read you the grid. You can see them. You can see them. Look, they're all there. We've only got 16 cars. This is easy. I'm just gonna do it. We got Carl Haslin on the front row with Michael Lukey. Great quality for Lukey there. Front row start for him alongside Kyle. Chemo on row 2 with Robertson alongside him after that great last lap in quali. Joseph German at 5 with Raymond at 6 and Bruce Hopkins at 7. That's your PCUP, so only 7 at the front. The 8th is Rados, he's starting at the back. In the BMW M2 front row, it's Belanger and Cahoot. Then Cody and Savage on the second row with Carlos Guzman, Moffat, Melanson, and Miller to round out the BMW M2. So 16 drivers at Laguna, which is fine. It's going to be great. 15 Brave Souls and Rados, says Chris, yeah.
Yeah, Rados doesn't have a soul, so. He sold it to Chester Cheetah.
Yeah, there you go. And a great... Oh, we're missing this information. I'm like, what's missing from the screen? All of that. I know what I'm doing. Kind of.
I think you're doing fantastic.
Dude, it was... I literally ran in and from youth soccer and had to sit down and get the stream going straight away. Takes a week off and forgets everything. Yeah.
And ladies and gentlemen, he does that for you.
Yes, that's right.
Puts it all on the line. Probably was speeding. Were the kids belted in? Who knows?
Nobody
Probably
knows.
The only person we know that is belted in is Ferris at all times.
Yeah. So Carl Haslin leading the charge tonight. He left them at the field. Yeah, maybe.
Yas for snapping his twins. Or your kids. Oh, man.
And we will have for you this one, I think, a combined camera. So we got turn 1 there. Well, officially it's turn 2, but we'll call it.
Yeah, we got turn 1, 2, and 3.
And 4, really.
And 4. Yeah. Don't say we'd never give you all extra content.
So, yeah. All right, Laguna Seca, round 5.
In New Colorado, we drive.
Very excited for it. Historic track. Been watching racing on it probably as long as I can remember watching racing.
Nice. I'd love to go there someday, I think.
949's own Beltan. Not far.
Oh, yeah?
In Monterey. Yeah.
Nice. All right, they're around the hairpin, and the PCUPs are going to bring us to the line for round 5 at Laguna Seca.
The cars are not stacked up at all.
And we are underway. The PCUPs leaving quickly through turn 1 into the Andretti hairpin.
We're going 3 wide with the M2s. You'd love to see it. Ryan just got bullied.
Ryan doing a very Lando race start, falling down the order like a stone.
Yeah, absolutely. We've got, I mean, everybody kind of made it through okay. And I'll switch that. So we're staying at Beltan's house.
I got the corkscrew cam ready for you.
Oh, nice. Yeah, let's have a look at that.
The most advanced most advanced drone technology in sim racing, ladies and gentlemen.
That's right. We
have the technology.
We're at the corkscrew as the field make their way through. Carl Haslin leading them down.
Nick Kohout doing that run on Don Belanger.
Yeah, Nick.
Love to see it.
Nick gets through and takes the lead in the BMW M2 category. Shaky cam.
Found footage horror film.
Rados, of course, working his way through, goes past Melanson and into the hairpin. So at the end of the first lap, Rados is already making his way through. He's up to P11 overall. Here he is with Joby, and these two were battling in chat. Is it Joby or is it Cold Trickle?
It's Cole.
We also have out there tonight. We have, where is Miller? There is Miller. Miller is in the other themed Days of Thunder livery, Rowdy Burns, tonight.
Big fan of the Rowdy Burns livery.
We have a onboard for Rados on the second cam, so I have that set up here for you.
And there it is. So yeah, Rados up to P8.
We can all sit back and enjoy watching him try really hard, because he didn't try very hard yesterday.
Carlos did not just arrive. He was in the server. I wonder if he had a game crash. So I saw him before the race started.
Yeah, he's in the pits.
Yeah, it looks like there might have been some technical gremlins.
He already cleared the M2s. Shut this off, thanks. I see what you're going for. Lukey is down in P3. I mean, down in P3, but he's lost one spot. So yeah. Lukey down one spot. And Chemo got himself into P2. It's a good start for Chemo.
Yeah, I mean, I could do the track guide. Rados is going into the Andretti hairpin right now. Looks like it's going okay.
There you go. Rados is back up on your screen.
Yeah. So he through turn 3 now, setting up for turn 4. Again, dodging that sausage curve on the inside. That will kill you. It'll kill most cars, but the Porsche, it's just like unforgivable. Into turn 5. This is where I was talking about before, seeing some side-by-side action, because it's got a really wide corner entry, and then it starts to narrow down as you start to go up the hill. You see a lot of accidents happening. He's going to throw it inside the left-hander at the kink, runs it out wide, full beans as he goes up Ray Hall straight. Press the hill, and then down the corkscrew. The car just falls. It doesn't really drive down the corkscrew. It just kind of like goes off a cliff and just drops. Through turn 9 and into turn 10. Banked right-hand corner, using all the track. Very clinical, what Rados is doing right now. And then on the brakes, as late as he can for the hairpin. Lots of runoff area on the side. Laguna Seca.
Yeah. It's a great lap, it really is. We have Robertson and Lukey battling in the P-Cups, and then in the M2s at the moment, we've got Nick Cahoot leading with Don Belanger and Joby Savage right there with him. Ryan Cody's dropped down to P4, and yeah, Ryan in the Exorcist livery.
He has recovered some spots after the race start.
Yes.
Went pretty far down, but has found his way back up to the middle of the pack, and is going to try and chase down Joby. So we're going to see what he can do. Close fights on track. I mean, you're looking at Don on the 3/10 back from Nick. And then in the P-Cups, you've got probably the closest fight is going to be between Raymond and Hopkins. 7.
A lot of guys are arrive and drive, says Chris in the chat. So Ryan, Mark, and Joby, for example, are Mark doing quite well in that case. P4, he did just lose some time to Lukey, who's found some pace and is trying to reel Chemo back in the beautiful sounding P-Cup. Further down the field, Dennis Raymond is putting pressure on Bruce Hopkins.
This is what we were talking about before. Bruce is going to have to try and make the P-Cup as wide as possible.
Bruce's livery reminds me of like an iRacing like default livery.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, I get that vibe as well.
Here comes Rados.
Yeah, he has caught the main chunk of P-Cups here. Dennis Raymond and Bruce Hopkins in front of him. Right now, Rados holds purple lap on the 24.6. That is quickest by 1/10, set by Kyle Heslin. And then at least 4 to 5 tenths over the rest of the field. So yeah.
Yeah, Rados will make the move down the home straight into turn 1. And we'll have the inside at the Andretti hairpin. And Ranos, an absolute PCUP machine at the moment, but on iRacing, he's been doing like multiple races an evening.
It's so fascinating too that he's a Porsche main in iRacing because they don't have the NSX there yet, but that's coming in an update. And then iRacing 2 can have its lawns properly maintained finally.
Yeah, finally.
So Ranos,
go ahead.
Ranos got past Dennis Raymond and now has Bruce right in front of him as they go down the corkscrew. Bruce runs a little wide and Ranos sneaks on by, and that mistake from Bruce will allow Dennis to be back on his heels. Joby Savage putting pressure on Nick Cahoot. Don Belanger back in the lead of the M2s. Joby all over the back of Nick right now.
This kind of fighting in the M2s on a track like Laguna.
Yes.
I love this track and car combination. I think the M2s are really suited for this kind of racing.
Definitely. I think last time we raced the M2s here, I believe, well, you would have been in the car.
I would have been in the car, yeah. Yeah, I would have embarrassed myself alongside everybody else.
M2's going to be free on our... If it's going to be free, is it? It's a free update coming.
It's going to be a free car. Rare opportunity here. iRacing giving out free content.
Hopefully it's a good
and
version.
And they picked a great car.
Yeah.
I think the M2
I've been feeling
can't beat it. Can't beat it. I think it's going to outperform the P Cups, or not the P Cups, but the Clio Cups. And I would love,
for sure.
I would love it to unseat the MX-5. I would love it.
That'd be interesting. I think the people who race the GR86s are going to enjoy the M2s. I think the GR86s are a lot of fun, actually.
I'd agree with that.
And this car is just a little bit quicker, I think, than the GR86. I think the M2s are, or pretty similar in pace. So, maybe they sunset one of the cars in the production multi-class to pull in the M2s. That'd be a lot of fun. Oh, that is Mark Robeson had an off turn 3. Not sure exactly what happened.
It's like Rados is navigating his way through some M2 traffic.
Yeah, well, I think whatever happened to Mark there allowed Rados to sneak on by. Oh, we got a BMW in front of him. That's a Crazy Rabbit's M2. Was that Muff? Went a little loose there. Oh, and again, the drift, as if to make my point, as he goes up that fast left-hander towards the corkscrew. But Muff just showing you how fun the M2 is, as he takes a lot of curb coming down the corkscrew. Or Joby and Nick.
Just fully committed in the M2.
Definitely, yeah. Joby and Nick bumper to bumper. Nick taking the defensive line. These two have a great race going right now. It is allowing Don to sneak away, though.
Sneak away, but at the same time, too, he's got to get to that midway point in the race, and then we'll see how the pit stops work out. Pit entry at Laguna can be kind of dangerous. I have seen people stuff it into the wall more than once. And one thing we haven't talked about yet, guys. What are your thoughts on drive-thrus?
I don't know. I feel like I've been wrong several times. I've thought we're going to have a number of drive-thrus and we haven't. So I'm going to say we're not going to get any.
Well, what I love about that attitude is that means that it's most certainly going to happen now. So
Yep, exactly.
you willed it into existence yourself.
Yeah. with 0 at Spa, says Chris.
I was shocked.
My wife in chat, Milo, would you like a pizza? So, yes, I'm going to text you. Well, Joey, if you guys could...
I got you.
Look after the race. We're watching Joby and Nick right now.
I got you. If you come away with this, Milo, and you're like, I'm not walking out with the Sicilian square footer, loaded pepperoni and bacon, I'm going to be seriously upset. I'm going to be seriously upset. I'm going to be hurt. If you really wanted to go out there on a limb, the spicy pierogi looks wonderful as well. But anyway, I'll shut up now.
We are getting a little bit of multi-class action. We just had, I believe that was, what was that?
I believe that was Kyle Hesslin was going through the M2s, and now looks like Michael Lukey is on approach. Catching up with this battle between Cole Trickle and Nick Kohout. Well, I mean, the spicy pierogi looked wonderful. I just think that for me in particular, now that I've never had the Boston pizza, and now I'm seriously depressed that I don't get to partake in a wonderful chain like that. Oh, wow, this is dramatic.
Yeah, we almost had a 3-wide. Chemo almost decided we're going to go 3-wide here, boys, but simmers down a little bit, lets them figure themselves out as these boys continue to be side by side through the final corner. This is some great racing. Leaving to space, you'll love to see it. So surely someone's going to kill the other person.
Yep. It's just about to happen, and more PCUPs, including Rados, showing up on the scene.
Yep.
And Rados going to take it very easy through the Andretti hairpin. But back to the pizza, because now it's on my mind. That loaded pepperoni and bacon, though. That loaded pepperoni and bacon.
That's the one I'm getting.
That calls to my soul in a way that I don't think. Like, you can't take, like, can you take Italian cuisine, pork products, and put them together in a more like blessed concoction? I don't think so. I don't think so.
You've sold me. That's what I've texted my wife, but also the Bandera bread, because Bullet has been insistent that I try the Bandera bread. Joby's ranch or spinach dip or whatever, that'll have to wait for another time. Chris can hear my arteries clogging from there. Yeah.
I've got to go to Canada now. I gotta get this stuff.
But I mean, there is so many good places in America to get pizza.
Have you ever heard? Has anyone ever told you my favorite pizza chain?
No. What is it?
It'll probably scare you.
Okay.
It's Little Caesars.
Okay. I've never had it. I've seen them. We have them up here.
Yeah. For me, it's just because when I was a kid and the first time I had pizza, that's when I think of a pizza in my head.
It tastes like your childhood. Yeah. Yeah. How's the fasting going? Well, I decided not to fast since we came back from Mexico until after this long weekend that we're in right now. So the fast will resume on Tuesday. But for tonight, we feast on pepperoni and bacon. As we see Andrew Rados attempting to climb the P4. He's going to take the inside of German.
Going into the corkscrew. So German will have the inside line on the downhill section.
Yeah.
I think he's going to use that to his advantage. I think Rados is baiting him a little bit. Turn 9, he's going to be able to close the gap on him right before they get to turn 10. You got that bank right-hander. And then see if he gets set up into the hairpin. Well, looks like Rados is going to try and just make a drag race. But
he's going to be in the toe now. I'm not sure if you get much of a toe in the PCUP. You don't in the M2. I think the PCUPs you do, right?
Yeah, you get a bit of a toe. Yeah. These cars really like it when there's a hole punched through the air.
Well, Joby and Nick.
They don't have a lot of downforce to begin with. So
Joby and Nick back in the M2s, they've switched places once again. So Nick getting the move done at the final hairpin. Now they're coming down to start this lap. Rados and German still going at it. Joey, you pointed out that Rados had the purple lap at 24.495 now. So he's a couple of tenths quicker than Heslin.
Yeah, he is anywhere from 7/10 to a second quicker than the other 3 cars as well, between him and Heslin. So
he did lose a couple of seconds in that last lap. I assume the battle.
Yeah, I think you can definitely assume that Joseph German right now is defending for his life, and Rados is trying to race for something. So he really needs to try to get around him as quick as possible.
Yeah, he really needs to add "I'm racing for something" into his team name. He's got German right where he wants him.
I mean, he was kind of in this position
under.
On the previous lap. He was kind of in this position, but German was able to hold him off. German actually might be the difference maker here in making it so that Rados might not get a win here, but maybe I'm speaking too soon on it. Oh, he's getting brave. He's getting brave now into turn 4. They're going to touch.
Rados
with the murder.
Rados, you slow down. Wow.
Oh, Rados. I think he should put himself back behind German.
Oh, 100%.
You know?
That was
I'm about to hop in that channel right now and tell him to that position.
That is what we like to call here in America criming.
Yeah.
He was criming.
Yeah, Rados. Already 2 seconds to the good. And
Why is Stewart going toward a stop go 10? You know, I'm thinking about it.
Yeah, could be done. Joby and Nick, this is now the closest battle on track. It is in the M2's Joby with a little drift there, dumping his rear right onto the sand.
Don't want to do that. One, it's not fast around here, but at the same time too, while the M2s are a slower car and really good for like younger drivers and stuff like that, the tail can get a little happy, and once you start to get a tank slapper started, you start the slow spin that you can't correct.
I don't think I've driven them, honestly.
Yeah?
I don't think I've driven them. Maybe I have once.
I know you did the announcing when we did M2 Mondays.
Yeah, I did, yeah.
Or was it M2 Tuesdays?
It was both.
It was both?
We had M2 Monday and then we had M Tuesday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, you get a tank slapper kicked off in the M2, and it can be kind of dangerous.
Yeah, absolutely. The PCUPs are several seconds apart now. Robertson trying to close into German. You get Ryan Cody has, as Chris just pointed out, closed the gap a little, down to 1.6 seconds behind Joby. You see Joby and Nick Cahoot ahead of him there. So this is where it's at. The best racing of the day so far has been Nick Cahoot and Joby in these BMW M2s. And you love to say, oh, which reminds me, Chris, you're here. I need to put you in touch with Eric over at Trackalicious. He'd like to do a collab on an event with us and a couple of other communities. So I'll send you his info. Unless you have him on Discord, just send him a message if you wouldn't mind.
Baller.
Yeah. I forgot Eric reached out to me yesterday, and I forgot to pass that on.
Milo was holding out.
I wouldn't say holding out. I just, you know, I was concentrating on Jimmy's race yesterday.
Yeah.
Exactly.
As you can clearly tell by the way I drive.
Yeah.
Do one race with Max Verstappen and now everyone wants a piece. Exactly, yeah. Yesterday we We bullied Max for 23 hours. He didn't hear any of the things we said, but we did bully him, trust me.
We gave him the best moving chicane.
Yeah.
And the audience at home should know that, Milo, I thought you handled yourself very well, being maintaining your British bias. And not, the press wasn't there; they were gone for some reason. It's weird. I don't understand why that happens every time. But at the same time, too, it was really good to see how iRacing can implement the FIA turn physics to where it's like, oh, well, if you're in front of the car when you get to the apex, then there's just no track limits. It's just whatever you want to do, whatever you want to do.
Yeah.
It was fun. It was fun. The Jimmy Broadbent setup they had going, with the penalties, with the dad jokes, right? Ryan telling Justin's Yoda joke.
It was great.
Was marvelous.
Yeah, it was a really good event. It was a lot of fun, man. It really was.
Yeah. And Tony Kanaan being in Mortal Enemies with Brian Cody now.
This is true. Right. This is confirmed straight from Brazil.
Yeah. I don't know how Tiago and Ryan are ever going to be in the same room together. I think there might be some national clashing there between Tiago and Ryan. We'll see.
Robertson closing on German. I just showed you there, but Joby is attacking Nick at the hairpin, looking to try and get back in front of him. These two have been battling for 25 minutes, basically.
Yeah.
So you love to see it. Oh, we got Chemo just been passed by Rados, and Rados is up to P3, even though he had to do a dastardly maneuver to get there.
Mm-hmm. Yes, there is blood on his hand.
There is.
I was going to say, with the battle that we've been seeing between Nick and Joby, it looks like Joby's got consistently quicker pace than Nick right now, to the tune of about 0.3, I'd say.
Yeah.
Kind of interested to see when Joby's going to be able to pull it off.
Well, that's the thing. He was in front for a lap or two, and then Nick.
Yeah.
Maybe a mistake. Maybe it was just a mistake or something from Joby that we didn't happen to catch. But oh man, Robertson and German doing battle now as well in the PCUPs, and it's hard to not look at that because of the beautiful noise they make.
It looks like Dennis is going to be the first one to take the undercut, going into pits early at the 34-minute mark.
Yep, Dennis in.
There's Michael Lukey going in.
Yeah, Lukey in as well early. So Lukey currently P2, pits from P2. We'll see how that strategy plan pans out. Well, Joby looking on the outside. Nick covers it off. They go into turn 4 and 5. With Carl Heslin, the current PCUP leader, making his way through. Joby gives him a lot of room.
So Laguna Seca, Milo, what's your favorite car to race around here?
I like racing anything here. Honestly, I've really enjoyed it on ACC. I enjoy it on iRacing. I really enjoy it on AMS too, and there's so many great car combos you can do.
I do have Joby up on my screen for Chris's redeem.
Wow, and it is getting spicy. He got the move done on Nick in the corkscrew, but Nick is bullying him, and you can see the wide sniffer in the mirror. Oh, good exit out of the hairpin.
Do you know what I'd like throwing around here on iRacing? IndyCar.
Boy, howdy. You remember when I was telling you that PCUPs love being disturbed?
Yes.
the IndyCar around here getting unsettled is dramatic.
Oh,
We have a murderer within our mirrors here.
Oh no. Muff's into the pits. We've never had this much trouble with the M2 at Laguna.
It can be a temperamental car. It can really be a temperamental car. There's not that much to adjust on it, but believe you me, if either the way you're approaching the track or the setup, if the car's being temperamental at all, it can be a handful.
Chemo goes on the inside of Nick Cahoot, and Nick obviously is trying to. I think he had to compromise his line a little bit just to make sure there was no contact, but he's trying to keep Joby right in front of him. Chemo's going to go past Joby anyway on the corkscrew.
And side by side in the kink like that is brave.
Might as well be in the Porsche, this Muff. Yeah, that's brutal. I like I said, I'm not too familiar with the M2, so all German decides to pit in with Robertson had been reeling him in and was pushing and pushing for that overtake. So German going for the undercut, and Mark will have to see if he can put in a fast lap or two before he boxes. Maybe he'll net the position.
I think, Milo, you would have a blast in either this sim or iRacing in the GT4s around here.
Yeah, I should give him a try. I mean, I also like the LMP3 around here. I enjoyed that race.
You performed quite well.
I did. Yeah, I did okay. That's because I like the track. See, I know the track well. Yeah. I understand where the pace is, and I was much more competitive than I would be at a track. I don't know. Like, I'm not particularly excited about VIR. I've never taken the time to learn it because I just didn't.
VIR.
I've never looked at it and thought that looks like a place I want to race.
For me, the thing that I love about it is, to be honest, it's like all American circuits. I mean, some of them have like a well-established history and, great development around the track and the trackside amenities and stuff like that. Like, for example, Laguna. Very historical. Go ahead.
We got a stop-go 30 for Kyle Haslin, and Lukey got past him during the pit cycle as well. So something went horrendously wrong for Kyle there.
Yeah, and he's only going to go further down the order now, because that stop-go 30 around here is going to hit you quite hard, because it's only a minute and 20, like a minute 25 to a minute 28 around here in the PCUP race pace. So that's going to hurt.
Yeah, Lukey on the outlap behind Chemo. Chemo yet to... Actually, Chemo has pit as well. So yeah, Chemo did an early stop, didn't he?
Earlier.
Yeah, so now...
they all stopped relatively about 1 to 2 laps between each other. I think the big standout undercut was Dennis Raymond in the 34. And
Rados has left the pits and has the lead. You can hear Haslin... Sorry, you can hear Lukey and Chemo coming down to the hairpin, but Rados has the net lead, I should say, because Mark Robertson is actually your race leader at the moment. Lukey and Chemo then battle for net P2 and 3.
I think this would be a good track for a Jingle Jam.
Yeah.
Automobilista. They have Laguna, right?
Oh, Lukey makes a mistake, takes a lot of curb, and manages to hang on. They do have Laguna, yes. Yeah.
That is exactly what we were talking about before, about the PCUP getting unsettled.
Mark Robertson into the pits. Let's see how that strat pays off against Joseph German, who they were bumper to bumper for quite a while.
in the back half of this race now. Boys, and Rados in the lead. Can anything stop this man in a PCUP?
Yeah, sure. Penalties. Galore.
Penalties. Robertson. Oh, Robertson makes a mistake on the pit exit. He could see German coming, and that is unfortunate. Joseph German maintains his lead over Mark Robertson.
It's got to be head down. No mistakes from here on out for Mark.
Carl Haslin, man, I always forget what an awkward pit entry Laguna is. It's quite the hairpin you have to navigate.
Uh-huh. And I've seen some horrendous accidents on pit entry.
Yeah.
Because you touch that inside tire wall, and it will stop you dead here.
Right,
But
yeah.
look at Kyle, like, just snaking through the pits.
Yeah, he's stopped now anyway.
Yeah.
Nick Cahoot and Joby Savage resume battle with 26 minutes to go.
Yeah,
I'm gonna just drift around now, says Kyle. Yeah.
So, I mean, it's brave around this track. There's definitely a few corners I wouldn't attempt that, but also not talented in that way, so probably shouldn't try it anywhere.
Muff is back out there. You love to see it. He's behind Miller and makes the move on Miller. Crazy Rabbits Racing doing their thing. So yeah, Nick Cahoot with Joby Savage dead ahead of him. Mark and Pitts name a more iconic duo, says Chris. Yeah, yesterday in that charity race, Mark had a great in moment where he almost drove off. There you go. It looks like we've got a clip there, or is that from this one?
That's from this one.
But yeah, he almost went and did another lap, and then put the brakes on and pulled across the gravel. It was great. That's older. Apart from this Nick and Joby battle, it's pretty quiet out there. I mean, Rados leading. So
Laguna can get stretched out. The
Yep.
thing that I'm noticing about this race, and this is a shout out to everybody that's involved right here, is attrition usually at Laguna is, I would probably put Laguna at the top end of tracks when it comes to attrition.
yeah,
Especially when you have larger fields, the number of drivers that will drop out, because again, it's I mean, in GT3s it's a little over a minute 20. It is not hard at all to fall behind after a mistake. And can you believe that IMSA would do multi-class here
yeah. That's
in real life?
That's insane.
In real life.
Yeah, that's insane. Awesome, but insane. Well, I mean, how do they manage the pits for that?
It's just a reduced field. I mean,
Yeah.
I think they take 30 cars, something like that. So you got no LMP. When they ran it, you had no LMP3s, but you did have the Daytona prototypes when they were running, because it was before the GTP. And the
Yes, they do.
class.
Pretty sure. I'm pretty sure that like today they still do LMP2s here, so it's all 3 classes.
Oh, it's all 3 classes.
I think so.
Damn.
I think the years that I've seen it, I think the only car that they never ran here was the LMP3, but I could be wrong on that.
Yeah.
No, that one for sure. I know they didn't do like all 4. I'm pretty sure they did the 3, or it's just GTP and GT3 now, but I'm pretty sure it's all 3.
Well, I hope we could do a New World trip, a New World meetup maybe at Laguna one day, because Cali's it's not too bad for me to get to, selfishly, and Laguna's on the bucket list,
I've never been to California.
Oh, Robertson gets past German slow. So something happened to German there. Yeah, he's got a red lap time as well. So I think Joseph German may have had an incident. Mark Robertson gets past him up to P5. Sorry, P4. Chemo having himself a race. P2 out there.
Mm-hmm. And I mean, he was doing phenomenal last round as well. So Chemo's kind of been putting together some really good events here in the PCUP. So yeah, hats off to him. He's really been kind of clean. Haven't seen a lot of drama from him. 16 and a half seconds back from Rados, but I mean, it's Rados. Come on.
Yeah, Rados doing his thing. He's plugging away. A PCUP maestro at the moment. The Nick Cahoot, Joby Savage battle. Joby, second in... Do you know what we haven't talked about, by the way, is Don. Don Belanger has led the M2 class. The Cahoot and Savage battle has kind of taken center stage in that class today, but Don with a dominant drive.
Pretty much all season, too.
Yeah.
Like, Don has been a force to be reckoned with in the M2s in this series. So hats off to Don for really making that car kind of shine no matter what track he's on.
Yeah, I love us to get the grid back up to round 1 and 2 size, you know?
Oh yeah. For a track like this, it would have been wild to see more than 25 cars out on track.
Miller and Melanson pretty close together on track now. See Chemo in the background coming around that last hairpin. Brian Cody has lost a couple of seconds. You see ahead of him there, you can see the back of Nick's car. Brian's lost a little bit of time.
Yeah, but he's really been gaining on them because they've been fighting this whole time. Brian's last lap was a 35.2, so not really fast in comparison Joby or Nick. But again, because kind of the back and forth between those two, it's just been allowing Ryan to kind of like creep up slowly. And that's after Ryan dropped to, I mean, I think Ryan was like either next to last or like 2 from last after his race started.
Yeah. See, Rados made his way past there. Yeah, other than that, it's pretty... Well, Nick is real Jobian, so we'll stay with these guys for a minute. It's pretty spread out there with 18 minutes to go.
Yeah, I think at this point it's going to come down to the M2 battle that we've been focusing a lot on and just having the mistakes around Laguna catch people out.
Which they definitely do, yeah. Joey, what was the last thing you drove here?
In ACC, it was definitely... I think it was the Honda, actually.
Okay.
Like we did Laguna.
Yeah, I think you did.
If it wasn't the Honda, it was definitely the M2. iRacing, I probably did it in the LMP2 for an MC week. Which... LMP2s around here are really, really fun.
I gotta try that next time.
Because it just absolutely, you just send it everywhere. It's a lot of fun. Yeah, I don't know. I think it was, well, I said it earlier. It's Milo, like any car works. Like everything is fun here.
Yeah, I'm a huge fan of this track. Again, it's kind of one of those that has kind of been a part of like my memory about cars for kind of forever.
Carl Heslin, who we know is one of the quickest out there in the PCUP today, probably could have given Rados a little run for his money, I think, looking at their lap times at least. Kyle making his way back up through the field after a stop-go 30. So he's up to P6. Oh, Nick Cahoot, whilst I flicked over that, Nick got past Joby. Again, so... this battle continues.
Yeah.
Joby going to have a look on the inside, but not much of a tow. It really is mistake heavy, I guess, to get past here.
It is. It's a very tricky circuit. The narrow nature, the sand, making a mistake usually is very punishing.
Joby into the hairpin. This is the battle for P2, of course. Chemo coming around the outside. Good place to meet the BMWs there.
It is. You definitely want to get the move done before you get to the Andretti hairpin, because while Andretti hairpin does have, you know, a wide apex, it does have kind of like pinched off corner entry, corner exits. There's a lot of runoff. That's one of the things about Laguna that's kind of like one thing that I'm not necessarily a fan of is the mega runoff out of turn 2. I would like the runoff area to be a little bit more punishing for people. But
what is punishing there is if you're offline, it does not feel good, like on the marbles.
No, it actually will pull you off track.
Yeah.
You basically just roll kind of diagonally off track by running over the marbles. Yeah, it's pretty wild.
Yeah, I have on a different game, Bullet, and it is quite the experience trying to take an F1 car around Laguna. Similar to taking an F1 car around Bathurst. Same kind of deal.
I feel like he probably bottoms out on the corkscrew.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. They have done it in the past, right? I assume they've just raised the ride height a lot.
I'm just thinking of how long the current F1 cars are. Like, the older one's probably fine, but the new current version in an F1 car, I feel like it's probably too long for the corkscrew.
Yeah, lots of traffic passing Joby there. And Nick. See Mark Robertson gets through unscathed. He's 2.3 back from Michael Lukey, who's currently in a podium spot. Along with Chemo. Rados with the 22.9 second lead. Let's face it, if he hadn't have murdered German though, would he be leading?
Yeah. This is
a good question.
We'll never know.
German restart the race.
German was giving him a bit of difficulty for sure.
This cold trick. Oh, is that Raymond's pickup? I think got past him and then went off. He's gonna have a good shot of these M2s down through the corkscrew.
Interesting. There has never been a Formula One race held at Laguna.
Not a race, but they've done like a promo day or something, right? I'm sure I've seen a lap there. I could be
Was
wrong.
it on the old corkscrew, the old Laguna layout though, before they changed it? Like, would it be that old, or is it?
If it were going to happen, it would have to be probably one of the older layouts, I think, before they had the turn 3, turn 4 section.
Yeah, I think they call it the infield.
German goes on. Right on the inside, he's going to have to check up behind Nick Cahoot. This is the joys of multi-class racing. Sometimes you've got to be patient.
Yep.
Unless you're Max Verstappen, then you just send it.
Yeah, full send.
Full send.
I'm turning now. Good luck, everybody.
Did you manage? Were you on track with him at any point, Joey, yesterday? Or?
I was.
Nice.
I got personally bullied by Max Verstappen. It felt
Excellent. I got in the car and he pit two laps later, so I didn't have the pleasure.
I got the pleasure and it was great. Oh, and Ryan has spun and returned to the garage.
Ryan with 11 minutes to go. Did he hit the
Ryan,
wall?
what are you doing?
Oh, F4.
Whoa.
Chris says he got mega dive bombed by Max. Did you? Nice.
Listen, he was just trying to get as much time as possible before his next stop-go penalty.
Yeah, Ryan actually got plowed by Tony Kanaan
That's right.
into the second chicane.
Oh no.
What's wrong?
I watched Ryan.
Exit of turn 3.
Yeah.
Just the slow turn of death. This is what I was talking about. Once the rear end gets unsettled, you've got a small window of time to correct the car before it just slowly continues to spin. And it's the most miserable feeling too. It's the most miserable kind of spin. You could balance a checkbook, or you could read the phone book.
It probably triggered some Honda PTSD.
Oh, Michael Lukey goes for the spin right as I was on board with Robertson. Lukey went for the spin in the middle of the corkscrew, so easily done. Lukey back underway, but Mark Robertson up to P3 after that.
So these guys right here are gaming. The battle between Nick Kohout and Joby Savage it's just been like this the whole day. It's just been
It looks
the
like
whole race.
Carl Haslin struggling out there too. Not sure if he's killed his tires or if he's just having fun. I think he's just having some drifting fun, which he said he might in the chat. Joby and Nick still battling. I mean, honestly, these two are going to talk about this one for a while, I think. 50 minutes of bumper-to-bumper racing between Nick and Joby.
Yep. Keeping it clean and fair, too.
Yep.
Keeping it clean. Racing each other hard, but racing each other fair. Keeping it clean.
We're guaranteed to see a murder now that you've said that.
Yeah. We're Sao Paulo 2021, here we come.
Oh, Joby just held on to that.
Just keeping his foot in it and getting some opposite lock to get the car going in the correct direction.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
The Drift King, he was drifting a lot yesterday as well in the V8 supercar at Zolder.
That was such a fun car to drive around there.
Yeah, it's a true. I mean, so I've got experience with that car. I didn't particularly practice very much for that Zolder race. So Bathurst, I usually practice for the Bathurst 1000. Tiago and I have finished P2 3 times at the Bathurst 1000 in the V8 supercar, which we're very happy with, but we've never been able to get the win. But it is a very fun car to drive, very difficult. Like if you don't concentrate for a second, you will mess up the braking.
Yep.
That's what I kept doing last night.
You need to race it with the sequential.
I mean, I was practicing it with the sequential, but I was about half a second slower, and I figured I was slow enough as it was, so.
I didn't have my sequential set up, but I was doing blip on downshift.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was fun. It's a fun car.
Yeah, it really is. Is Muff still out there? I love that Muff decided to go back out. Was not having fun when he hit the pit stop. but stayed out there, and yeah, just been finding the car a little troublesome today. So, like you said, maybe set up Bruce. We got Bruce trying to reel in Dennis Raymond.
Seeing a contact between Kyle Heslin on L&J. Kyle was off track. I wonder if that's one of those they thought they touched but didn't touch.
I'm hoping there wasn't context. I know that Heslin might not be doing much with his race, but Don very much is.
Kyle is drifting every corner, by the way.
Oh, no, they were fine.
Yep, we're good. It was one of those possibles because, yeah.
The rear tires on Kyle's Porsche are toast.
He's definitely having some fun with it. We've got about 6 minutes
Braddock's
left.
also behind him. Both of them kicking the rear end out. Easy to do. The Porsche naturally wants to show you its rear end.
Yep.
Rados gets past Joby, and again, all the fireworks in chat, they were all talk. Nothing happened. Bruce gets the move done on Dennis Raymond. He is about half a second quicker, so... or best lap, actually, a second. So, yeah, not really a surprise for Bruce, but good to see him get that position. So, P6 for Bruce at the moment. This man, Rados, in the middle of Nick Cahoot and Carl Haslin there for a moment.
I was about to say 3 wide in turn 5.
Yeah. Rados with the wipers going.
You never know. It could rain in Monterey.
Has it ever rained at Laguna Seca? That's the question.
I'm sure it has. Yeah. I could probably go back and find you an IMSA race where it did.
Really? Yeah.
And that would have been straight chaos.
Oh, yeah. A wet race at Laguna. Michael Lukey in P4 probably will be a little annoyed at himself for a couple of minor errors that have taken him off the podium.
But man, he's had such good pace around here.
Yes, he has.
Like other than Kyle Heslin's like pole lap, and then of course Rados, like
yeah,
like he's been
he really has
mega quick.
And Chemo, P2.
Chemo.
Yeah, Chemo gets my nod of the day, I think.
Yeah, Chemo has been Mr. Consistency here at Laguna. And managing traffic really well. We've seen him in some situations that would be very hairy for Porsche Cup to run upon on a track like Laguna, and navigated it quite well.
Love it. Yeah, great job. 4 minutes left. Feel quite spread out. Joey, any final thoughts?
I don't know. I mean, kind of thought it would be a little less spread out than it turned out to be.
Yeah.
But everyone just kind of doing their own thing. To your point, it is more like an attrition here at Laguna. I remember when we were doing the alternate, it was like one round of 2 45-minute races. We did Laguna as that option. And boy, howdy, was it tiring. Because I think we were doing transitional races, so it was like sunset into night racing at Laguna. So it was just like 90 minutes of pure sweat.
Yeah, and Laguna at night is
Very dark.
yeah, mega dangerous. Mega dangerous. You're taking the corkscrew pretty much on faith at that point, because you got no visual. Marcus Rados taking the esports line out of turn 4, but manages to keep the car out of the wall. So good for him.
And the one beautiful thing about this race, as I keep flicking back to Haslin, who's given a real drift show. The stop-go penalty killed his race, and now he's killed his tires for the fun of it. But yeah, at least, you know, the sound of this pickup is just glorious. It just doesn't get old.
It is a quality piece of machinery. That is for sure.
Race and championship leader Andrew Rados into the hairpin.
Don't think it's going to be the final lap, though.
No.
He's going to have to take 2 more spins around the track. So Joby really dropped off a pick here recently.
Yeah.
2.1.
Yeah, I wonder if it was tire related. As we see Chemo going very wide. Oh. Thought he was going to lose the car for a moment, but he managed to keep it.
Keeping it together.
Yeah, Joby still P3 in class. Matt Melanson 44 seconds, and will be more now after going out into the sand there as we flick to him. Miller also still plugging away, and Muff as well. We are down to 14 drivers left.
Yeah, this kind of racetrack, seeing the field spread out like this, not uncommon. But again, hats off to everybody keeping those attrition numbers low for a race like Laguna.
Yeah,
definitely uncommon.
Yeah, just the 2.
That'll be white flags.
Final lap now.
Final lap of the race for round 5. Where are we headed for round 6? That's a question.
We are heading to Olden Park.
Oh boy.
Love it.
The M2s are going to have fun. Porsche Cup drivers? That's questionable. Porsche Cups around Olton, very tricky. Very tricky.
Yeah, indeed. We'll get out our Cato 9 tails as well, and make sure we get as many of the grid out there as we can.
Mm-hmm. I think that's the track where I like very aggressively murdered Paul Cantea
He probably deserved
at
it.
the hill slop chicane. Just full on figured out a way to fit the front of my car into the trunk of his. Just like a magic trick. It's like putting the rabbit back into the race.
Muff was desperate not to do another lap, so stopped right before the line, and it is Rados that brings it home P1, and with the finish for the cameras, Chemo will round the last couple of corners to bring it home in P2. So that'd be a great drive for Chemo.
Indeed. Hats off to everybody. That's a good race, and Laguna's a tough track.
Yeah.
Really tough, really unforgiving.
Mark Robertson will complete the podium. I didn't want to finish, but I did anyway. Muff, we thank you. We thank you very much for that.
Driver of the day.
Yeah.
Not all heroes wear capes.
In the BMW M2s, poor Don didn't get much camera time tonight because he comfortably won. We really need to get some more M2 drivers out there to challenge Don. Nick Cahoot takes P2 after holding off a hell of a fight from Joby Savage in what can only be described as a 50-minute banger.
Yeah. He definitely went 12 rounds at Laguna.
Joseph German had a red engine for the last 8 minutes, but still brought it home. Good job.
Yep.
P4 for Lukey, P5 for German, P6 for Hopkins, P7 for Raymond, and P8 for Carl Hesslin after that stop-go. And in the M2s, Melanson, P4, Miller, P5, Moffat, P6. Actually, we may be missing a couple of people that already left the lobby. Somewhat uneventful race at Laguna, but
It can be that way sometimes.
it can be that way sometimes.
Mhm.
Yeah, the pizza was not delivered. Like my pizza, you mean?
No, he's
It's-
talking about his Domino's pizza.
Oh, good. He's got Domino's. Gotcha. Oh, right.
No,
Yeah, because of the
he's-
livery. Oh my god.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, guys. We'll see you next week. So Alton Park then.
Yep.
Yes.
Looking forward to it.
I love a bit of Alton Park.
Yep.
Joey, well,
What?
thank you as always for joining me in the booth.
Always.
And
Absolutely.
we'll be live next week, guys. I'm gonna send you to the intro video to round out the stream. See you next time.
Have a good night, everybody.
Later.
The Porsche Cup. The BMW M2. Two iconic motorsport manufacturers provide a limited choice for this one-of-a-kind multi-class series. A series which will undoubtedly provide us with fast, close, exciting racing. Spanning 9 of the world's most iconic racetracks. This is Season 4 of New World Sim Racing's 2024 calendar. Drivers, start your engines.